the chain restaurant Tom Cruise trained at for an iconic film role. By the mid-1960s, TGI Fridays had already built a reputation for being more than a neighborhood bar. It was a scene. Crowds packed in so tightly that police sometimes had to shut down entire streets just to control the flow of people moving between watering holes. The chaos gave founder Alan Stillman plenty to brag about years later, once he saw his own story reflected on screen. As he put it in an interview with Edible Geography, "Have you seen the movie Cocktail? Tom Cruise played me." By the 1980s, Fridays had turned bartending into performance art. At the Marina del Rey location in California, staffers began juggling shakers, tossing bottles, and drawing crowds for the show as much as for the drinks. Bartender John Mescal even produced a training tape that helped spread the style throughout the chain, laying the groundwork for international competitions where Fridays crowned its fastest and flashiest pourers. Here's something you never would have known of TGI Fridays. The chain actually began as a pickup spot, long before it became the family-friendly restaurant most people know today. By the time Cocktail arrived in theaters, the chain's theatrics-driven reputation had already made it impossible to ignore, and it was about to become part of movie legend. Read more. 10 popular chain restaurant crab cakes ranked, according to customer reviews. Cocktail helped spark a bartending craze. When producers set out to make Cocktail in 1988, they needed Tom Cruise to look convincing as Brian Flanagan, a rookie bartender who eventually grows into a showy star. Cruise took the assignment seriously, interviewing more than 30 bartenders to study their craft and get a feel for the rhythm of the job. His goal wasn't just to play a guy who could pour drinks. It was to capture what made a bartender magnetic in the first place. That meant training at TGI Fridays, where performance bartending was in full swing. Cruise admitted the learning curve was steeper than he expected. During filming, he broke 5 bottles while rehearsing, losing a bet to co-star Brian Brown, who only shattered 4. In a CBC interview, Cruise explained that Brown's character had to come across as the best bartender they've ever seen, setting up his own role as a rookie who grows into a star. The contrast highlighted the expertise difference between mixologists and bartenders, artistry versus entertainment, with Fridays providing the perfect training ground for the latter. The movie gave Fridays a cool boost just as the chain was shifting into its corporate era, with red and white stripes and pieces of flair becoming pop culture shorthand, and even the butt of jokes in the 1999 movie Office Space. And while some are worried that TGI Fridays' recent closures might mean the end, the brand's cinematic tie to Cocktail ensures it holds a permanent spot in restaurant lore, even if the crowds aren't lining up 4 deep at the bar anymore. Hungry for more? Sign up for the free Daily Meal newsletter for delicious recipes, cooking tips, kitchen hacks, and more delivered straight to your inbox. Read the original article on Daily Meal.